fresh air in the garden. Those who came had continually talked about her father and mother, and it had only upset her when they went on and on, making it clearer than it was already that she would never see them again. She had loved her mother, who was very beautiful and at the same time very English. She had, of course, talked to Alvita of her home in England, and how British were in very many ways so different from the Russians. Equally, as she had admired her husband so much, she had always praised the Russians, and claimed that no men were as romantic or as innovative as the Russians. Alvita had listened to all this intently. She had grown up to be very proud of her mother, because she was so beautiful, and of her father, because he was so intelligent. She had always hoped that she would inherit both those talents from them. While doubtful about herself, she was very sure that her brother had done so. At the age of 27, he was undoubtedly one of the best-looking men she had ever seen. She could very well understand that while he was so attractive, he found his home in the undeveloped part of Russia dull when compared to the excitement and thrill of the continued drama that was always taking place in the north of the country. In fact, just recently, when Alvita had caught sight of one of the newspapers, or heard the people who called on her talking, she worried, as there was so much happening in the north of Russia which had not happened in the past. "I don't understand it, and I really don't want to understand it," she said to herself. "But it is happening, and Ivor should come back to his home and not be involved in anything that is demeaning and threatening." She was just about to go down to the river, which ran through the end of the garden, when she heard someone shouting her name. It was a man, and she wondered who it could be, and who was calling on her without warning. Yet, as he only used her Christian name, it must be a close friend. She turned round, and then she could see her brother, Ivor, coming towards her through the flower-beds. It was so unexpected that for a moment she thought that it could not be true. Then, as he called her again, she gave a cry of sheer delight and ran up the garden towards him. "You are home! You are home!" she exclaimed breathlessly as she reached him. "Why did you not tell me you were coming? Oh, Ivor, it's so exciting to see you." "I thought you would be pleased," he replied, "but as I was not certain until the last moment that I could leave St. Petersburg, I did not have time to tell you." "Oh, dearest Ivor, it is so marvellous to see you," Alvita smiled. "I thought maybe you'd be lonely, and felt that the place was empty." "Naturally I felt that," she answered. "I still cannot believe that Papa will not, at any moment, come out into the garden to look for us." She sighed for a moment before she went on. "But now you are back, I very much hope that I will not be alone for a long time. I have come back because I have something to say to you," Ivor replied. "I think it would be wise if we sat down, and I really would like something to drink, as getting here was not only exhausting but overheating." Alvita laughed. "I'm sure it was," she sympathized. "As you know, Mamma always advised us never travel in the middle of the day. It would have taken too long to stop journeying every day to please the sun. It was important for me to be with you, and I have so much to tell you. But first I must quench my thirst." "Of course you must," Alvita agreed. They reached the long open French windows that led into the garden. They stepped into what her mother had called her reception room, which was comfortably and attractively furnished. Alvita always thought that it was the prettiest room in the house, and although when her mother was alive they had kept it more or less for special occasions, she preferred to sit in it than in any other room in the house. The windows that were large and high looked out onto the garden, and the furniture was old and attractive. Her father and mother had picked it up in various parts of Europe when they were furnishing the house. Her mother had hung some of her favourite pictures on the walls. Alvita, now that she and her brother owned them, felt strongly that they should always be specially protected from thieves and robbers, also from the friendly admirers who hoped, if they pressed hard enough,